Hi, we're Laura and Lewis, and in this video, we'll show you how we built two simple workshop tables using prefabricated legs. Semi-Exact reached out to us and provided a set of H-beam legs with the dimensions we requested. We thought it was a perfect solution for quick and easy workbenches, so we ordered an extra set to make fraternal twin tables. We opted to go with a raw steel finish because we're modifying them, but they offer multiple colors and finishes.
If you've been following us for a while, you'll know that we're not particularly specialized in one set of skills. Our work probably won't get an A+ in woodworking or welding, but as the saying goes, C's get degrees, and that's good enough for us. These tables give us the flexibility to move around the shop depending on what we're working on. They're also really easy to build, so let's get to building.
For the welding table, we started with a 4-foot square sheet of 1/4 inch thick steel and removed the surface rust using a wire wheel on our angle grinder. We wanted to keep this channel PG, so we've taken the liberty to blur out some suggestive rust spots.
Once we cleaned off all of the surface rust, we placed the semi-exact legs on top and placed pre-cut 2x2 inch square tubes in between to tie the two legs together. These stretchers aren't necessary, but we wanted to make sure this table is able to handle a decent amount of weight and use, so we went the extra mile. Plus it gives us some extra steps to film, otherwise this video would have been less than a minute long, and that's not enough ad revenue to pay the bills.
The top stretchers interfered with the welds on the legs, so we cut out a small bevel to clear the beads on each side. Then we marked the position for the bottom stretcher and clamped it in place. We welded everything together, making sure to switch our welding position from one side to the other to minimize any distortion from the heat.
Once I got the thumbs up from Laura, I flipped the frame over to clean up the spatter and dressed up the weld beads so they look nice. Then we flipped the frame back over and positioned it on the center of the tabletop and stitch welded it into place.
These legs have threaded inserts on the bottoms, so all we had to do was screw on these locking casters and flip the table over. A welding table has been on our wish list for a long time, and we're stoked with how this one came out. C+.
With the welding table complete, we moved on to our assembly table. This one is going to have a simple plywood top. We used our Craig AccuCut attachment to cut down a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood in half so we could fold it over hamburger style. And in case you didn't get to experience the American public school system, here's a quick diagram showing hamburger and hot dog folds.
We made sure to spread a generous amount of glue on both halves. And what's a project without one big mistake?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Did we just not cut it deep enough? No.
Oh!
No.
No.
Hold on.
Flashback.
And like an idiot, I set the blade head on top of the plywood instead of the track, so the cut was too shallow. So learn from my mistakes, people.
Oh my God.
Are you stupid or something?
After readjusting the saw and cutting the sheet completely through this time, we scraped off the sawdust, smeared on some more glue, and stacked the halves together.
We clamped it all around and set it aside to dry. Although it seems like the next day in this video, in reality, about 3 weeks went by before we got back around to unclamping the tabletop, because we have trouble prioritizing things. You get it.
We cut a thin sliver around the perimeter to make sure we have crisp, even edges all around, and then sanded the edges with 120 grit.
Then we lifted the legs onto the top and screwed them in using 1 1/4 inch Power Pro screws with a small washer to make sure they're captive on the slots.
We use shorter casters on this table to accommodate for the extra thick tabletop, because we forgot to account for this when ordering the legs. That's the kind of attention to detail you could expect on this channel, and it all works out. And now you could watch me struggle to flip this table over. The secret is not to use your legs, but only your back, in like a deep twisting motion.
So here are fraternal twin tables, built with the same legs and different tops.
And if you got anything from this project, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell to get updated on new projects.
Thanks for watching!